On that side.
You Mammy, you pretty little girl. We're almost done with that side. We've got this little tiny triangle to put up and then we officially have two sides closed in, and I think that we're gonna go in and have some coffee. It's just, yeah, no, not fun working in the rain, but We made a little progress today. I think we're gonna head inside and just spend some time with the boys, make some coffee. They haven't been outside at all today. They're like, Mom, can we please play Legos and watch a movie? Because it's raining. So I think that Joe and I are gonna follow suit and head inside after we get this last piece set on there. As a homeschool mom of two very curious boys, I am always looking for fun, creative ideas of things that we can do outside of our regular academic curriculum. KiwiCo celebrates your kids' natural creativity and curiosity by offering a monthly subscription of super cool projects that are delivered right to your door. And with KiwiCo, there's no commitment because you can cancel that subscription anytime you want to. KiwiCo crates are awesome because they have something for all ages. Customizing the fun and innovative crates, it's designed to get your kids engaged in hands-on experiments, arts and crafts, plus so much more. Now, I've shared with you guys many a times on my YouTube channel that I don't really consider myself an artsy, crafty kind of mom, mainly because all the thought that has to go into preparing and thinking of the project and the mess and the cleanup. But KiwiCo does the legwork for us and makes it super simple with simple to follow instructions in every crate and all the things that you're gonna need for your project. In a world where our children can get lost behind the screen, I love watching our boys get lost in their imaginations and become little inventors. They're always so proud to show us their completed projects. In our family, minimizing screen time is a priority to us, and KiwiCo crates really pull the whole family together for good, wholesome, quality time, minus the screens, and I just love that. KiwiCo makes an awesome gift, you guys, because the crates are shipped directly to the door, so you can send something thoughtful even if you live far away. So give a gift that kids can actually make this holiday. Check out KiwiCo by clicking my link down in the video description or by using my code HFA for 50% off your first crate. I'd like to say thank you to KiwiCo for sponsoring our video.
The dark, 'cause once you let the light in, you won't see the beautiful stars shining down from afar. No, I ain't afraid of the dark. I don't mind the rain, bringing life back. We can breathe again when dealing with the pain. No, I don't mind the rain. And ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you need to know. And ooh, like a river flows, life will take you where you need to go. With eyes that's been through life, it's so much easier to see who I am and who I wanna be. No, getting old don't bother me. Truth can be a bitter pill, but it'll do you right and set you free the way a lie never will. Like climbing up the steepest hill, but truth can be a bitter pill. Ooh, that's the way it goes. Life will teach you what you
Well, I wanted to update some of you that have been asking because I shared a story over on Instagram, and I didn't share it here on the channel. It was just kind of like this impromptu thing because it had just happened. But so many of you have been messaging me on Facebook and Instagram, and even in some of the YouTube comments on the videos, how Parker's lizard Echo is doing. So you guys might remember this summer, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago or so, the boys both decided to buy their own leopard gecko lizards. So they saved up their allowance and all the things, and they bought the little aquariums, all the things for their aquariums, the lizards, all that. But we had an accident the other day. What was it, Parker, about a week ago now?
Yeah.
About a week ago. So Parker regularly walks around the house with Echo, that's her name, his little lizard on his shoulder. When he's walking around doing his schoolwork, whatever, he'll just have her on his shoulder. So he was walking up the stairs to come back up to his room, and he tripped and fell. And when he tripped and fell on the stairs, the impact of him hitting the stairs caused Echo to fling off of him. We have 3 levels to our cabin. We have the basement level, we have the main living level, and then we have the loft, which is the loft with the boys' bedrooms and their playroom. So he was coming up the stairs to their bedroom area. When Echo flung off of his arm, she slid through the cracks because our stairs are logs, like half logs. She slid through the crack and fell from those stairs down to the basement stairs. Basically, maybe 10 to 12 feet she fell. And I was on the couch having a cup of coffee, and I just heard Parker screaming, and he was like, "Mom, Echo!" He's just screaming, right? And because of like how frantic he was and like the tears, I thought, honestly, guys, you know what I thought? I thought one of the cats got the lizard. And we have been really on the boys about, you know, make sure your lizard cages are closed, which they do. We've never had an issue yet, but I thought for sure one of the cats got the lizard and was chewing it like for dinner. So Parker runs over to get her off the stairs, and Echo was obviously shaken and completely traumatized by the fall. She was shaking, which I don't know was just like the shock from the fall and the trauma, or if it was neurological. We didn't know how she landed. We didn't know if she hit her head, if she landed on her back or her belly. We just didn't know, because by the time we got there, she was already upright on the stairs. But she was shaking, like her head was shaking like this. And I thought, y'all, we have a homestead, okay? And we process enough animals for the freezer. I know what it looks like when there's like a nerve thing. And so I thought for sure she hit her head, and I didn't think at that point she was going to make it. But then, you know, he grabbed her, and I just told him, "Parker, just hold her close, hold her close." And we sat down on my bed, and he's crying and just a mess. He thought his lizard was going to die. And then her tail was like flicking. The tip of her tail was flicking back and forth super fast. And it's never done that. It has never flicked that fast. And so again, I thought that was like neurological. Something definitely happened. And so all we could do at that point was just hold her until she calmed down. She eventually did calm down, and her head stopped shaking, and she kind of seemed normal, but the tail just kept flicking. So we put her back in the aquarium. I told Parker, leave her be, let her go into her little cave or lay on her heat rock and let her kind of come to. And the next morning, Parker came downstairs and told me that she had dropped her tail. So I don't know if those of you that know about lizards, some of them have the ability to drop their tail, or if their tail gets cut off or pulled off or something, they have the ability to regrow a new tail. The new tail never looks like the original tail. It kind of looks a little different, maybe more of like a blunt tip versus like a super pointy tail, but it can grow back. And with any kind of trauma or a break or anything like that, she has the ability to drop the tail and regrow a new one. So she only dropped the tip of it though. Thankfully, it wasn't the whole tail. It was just the tip of it. Now, I don't know if she broke it. I don't know because I'm not a lizard expert, but I'm sure that there was some kind of trauma there. And so in the middle of the night, at some point, she dropped it, she ate it, and cleaned up the mess from that. So that was the story that I shared over on Instagram. It was just so traumatic, not just for Echo, but for Parker. He was devastated, felt like it was his fault. And, you know, I just told him from now on, when you guys are holding your lizards, you need to sit down either on the couch or on the floor somewhere that's safe if they fall or jump, because they do tend to jump and they don't know what they're even jumping to. They don't realize if they're 10 feet off the ground or 3 feet off the ground. So I think holding them in a low place from here forward is like the best option, so this doesn't happen again. But Echo is doing really good. She's drinking, she's eating like normal, she's moving around again, and her tail has started to regrow. It's actually pretty fascinating to see how their tail closes in. It almost looks like the end of an airplane. It just starts to grow back to a point, a blunt point, but nonetheless, she's doing well. I thought it was really interesting though, on that story on Instagram, I shared with you guys something that was really weird. Now, I am not a superstitious person, so don't be like, oh my gosh, Tina's going on the crazy train. I just think it's ironic, and I will say, I do believe, because I'm a Christian, I do believe what the Bible tells us, that we are all given spiritual gifts. Some of us don't know what our gift is until the Lord reveals that to us, but he does talk in the Bible about gifts, the gift of evangelism, the gift of prophecy, the gift of, there's spiritual gifts. And so what's interesting is Joe's mom, who passed away in like 2011 or 2012 of brain cancer, God rest her soul, was an amazing woman. She loved the Lord. She loved the Lord, and she often had feelings. She would have feelings of things before they would happen. So it was just a gift that we always thought that she had, and there wasn't a time that I saw that she wasn't correct about her feelings. So it's kind of crazy. You hear about these things, but you don't really think it's true until you see it, right? So anyway, the night before, Echo had this traumatic accident and fell 10 to 12 feet off the stairs. Parker came to Joe and I, we were having coffee in the morning, and he told me that he had a bad dream. Parker, you want to tell them about your dream that you had?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
So we were in Arizona, but it kind of looked like a Florida beach, like there was like blue water. And I had Echo like on my back right here, and I forgot about her, that she was on my back. And I jumped off the dock backwards, and when I went down, I saw her in the water, like trying to swim up.
Freaking out.
But she couldn't. And then when I came back up, I couldn't find her. And then my dad, that night in the dream, he drove out on the road, and he found her on the road, and she was fine.
So Parker told us about this dream the day before Echo fell, and guys, how sometimes dreams can seem so real. You wake up and you actually feel sadness, or you feel panic. Like, he was so sad. He came to me that morning, he even told me, he was like, Mom, at one point I saw her in the water, and she was struggling in the water, and he was like, I couldn't reach her, I couldn't get to her. And he was noticeably disturbed about this dream that he had, that something bad had happened to Echo. And like he said, in the dream, Joe got her, she was safe, she ended up not dying. But I just thought that was so ironic that the day before that happened, Parker had this dream about Echo. And I told Parker, I said, look, you never know. You may be one of those people that the Lord chooses to use you to see things or have feelings about things before they're going to happen. Is that what happened? I don't know. I just find it very ironic. Could be total coincidence that he had that crazy dream about sweet little Echo, and the very next day that accident happened. And anyway, I just thought that was crazy, like, whoa, right? But Echo's doing great. So just a little story time for you guys, for those that have been asking. She's doing well. She looks a little different now, but she is doing totally fine. And I'm like Parker said, we're just grateful that it was just the tail. She's walking, climbing, doing all the things. So I think that the shaking of her head may have just been like a trauma from the fall in that moment, and I think that she's going to be just fine. So some of you have asked in the comment section what we're going to be putting in the ground in the barn, asking what kind of flooring we're doing, and we're not putting any kind of like flooring in there because the animals live in there, so that wouldn't make any sense to us anyway. So we're going to be bringing in probably like D1 gravel, something like that, some type of gravel to put in the bottom of the barn. It's easier to clean up rake out the hay and the poop and all the things. So that's what we're gonna be putting on the inside. And as you guys can see from the yard, we have had nothing but rain. I feel like I've said that to you guys on every video since like the middle of summer. It's been a very, very rainy fall and end of summer season. When it's like this, we get these pockets of water that fill up in the yard back here, and Joe doesn't like to drive the tractor through here when it's like this because the tractor tears up the grass super bad. So once all this water kind of soaks up and dries up, or freezes up, we can bring in that gravel and level out the outside here of the barn area, and then also on the inside we can bring in all of that gravel. We already bought it and it's up at the end of the driveway in a big pile, but Joe just wants to wait until this ground dries up so we don't ruin our grass with big ruts from the tractor. Hi Sarah, I like that hair. Hi mamas. Hi, I like your hairdo. It's a little messy. That's okay though. It's a little messy. Yeah. What'd you think of the new barn? Are you excited? Yep. No. Bell. Just gonna knock them screws over.
Oh, yeah, go.
All right, so behind me, you guys can tell we have 4 doors that are going to be going on this side of the barn. But like we mentioned to you guys a couple videos back, for the winter season, we're going to have this whole barn side just be one open space for the livestock, for the sheep and the goats, until we get through winter. And so what Joe's doing is, even though we're framing the doors, while we do this, we're gonna be covering them with the plywood like he did here. So this is normally gonna be a door here, but we're gonna be closing all of this in with plywood, and we're only gonna be leaving 2 doors open for the winter season. So that way we're minimizing like the cold air and all of the elements and everything else. So this looks kind of funky right now because this isn't how it's gonna look when we're done, but through winter season, we're closing this whole thing in for the sheep and the goats, and there's gonna be 2 open doors for them to get in and out to the pasture. So Joe is planning, of course, to fill in the gap underneath the plywood. We're gonna be bringing in gravel and stuff like I told you guys, so that gap won't be like that. Plus, once we do finally put on the siding, because this here is just plywood, we're gonna be putting on siding that's gonna match our garage, which kind of looks like log siding. Our goal was to have the barn kind of match the shop and just kind of make everything look cohesive on the property. So that siding, those pieces can be brought down a little bit further to kind of also help close in that gap. But mainly he wanted to leave it like that because he plans on filling all this in with some gravel. Like you can see on this side, he already brought in some gravel about a week ago and filled in underneath here on this side of the barn that we had already finished. So we're planning on doing that on the other sides as well. Joe's cutting some more wood. I'm gonna go in really quick and make us a nice, hot, yummy cup of coffee to warm my hands while we finish the siding here. Tonight, I think I'm doing a chicken stir-fry dinner. I shared this recipe with you guys once before, but I'm gonna share it again because it's really yummy, and it's made with a gluten-free like stir-fry sauce that I make because you guys know I'm gluten intolerant, and unfortunately most sauces are thickened with something, and a lot of times they're thickened with wheat, and I can't have that. So I kind of created and threw together this gluten-free recipe for stir-fry sauce, and it's super yummy, so I will be sure to share that with you guys too. Okay, so while the coffee is brewing, I wanted to jump on really quick and remind you guys that every quarter, so every 3 months, we're doing a book club over on the membership side of our channel. If you guys want more information about our memberships, there's always a link down in the video description, or I'll put it here on the screen. You can click that link, you can see the 3 different levels of memberships that we offer and the perks that come with each of them. But all membership levels include the book club if you want to partake in that. So I didn't really know what to think of the book club. I've never done one. In fact, I have shared that I'm not much of a reader at all. Right now we're reading Forgiving What You Can't Forget, which has been pretty amazing. And every month during the book club, we do a live stream with the book club members, and we just have coffee and hang out and talk about what we've read so far and kind of discuss everything. And we've had some really good conversations over there. It's been really fun getting to know you guys on a deeper level and really connect over there. So we are getting ready to start our next book club. We're ending our first one. We're getting ready to start the next one November 1st. And the book that we have chosen together is You're Not Enough and That's Okay, and it's by Allie Beth Stuckey. It is Escaping the Toxic Culture of Self-Love. So you still have plenty of time to get on Amazon and order your book. I'll have that linked for you also in the description box. But get your book because we start November 1st. It's basically self-paced for the 3 months, so November, December, and January. And we just meet every month to talk about what we've read so far. And we choose books that are life-changing and impactful. And so far, it's been a lot of fun. So if you would like to join us, there's still plenty of time to sign up. Make sure you check out my link. Brought you a surprise.
Thanks.
How's that? And the sun came out. Joseph. See, Joe? The Lord is shining upon us. Says, good job, Watsons. Out there in the mucky water. Joe, you are such a good barn builder. Whoa. I'm being for real, babe. You know? You are.
Ghetto.
It is not ghetto at all. It looks good. I mean, it's gonna look interesting through the winter, but that's fine. As long as it's enclosed for the girls, that's all that matters. And then we can finish final touches, you know, in the spring as things start to warm up. But I think it looks great. We've got a door, wall for the winter, and then we'll open the rest up in the spring. Are you okay? Your eyeballs were doing this.
Oh, it was hot coffee.
Oh, For a second there, I thought you were rolling your eyeballs at me. You wouldn't do that, would you? Oh, Izzy. She's like, what you doing, Mr. Joe? Aww. She's a sweet girl. She just stands there and lets you put your hammer on her back. Izzy, you're a good helper. Izzy. What are you doing, you pretty thing? I can't even stand it. You're so sweet. You like hanging out with Joe? Do you guys see that? It's getting colder. It's getting colder. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere we go. All right, maybe not really, but close enough. Do you know that I think you look super cute with your little pencil in your hat? You just look so cute. Like with your little level and your little drill.
First of all, it's not a little level.
Ladies, I just want to say, it's just a saw, don't worry, Tilly. I just want to say that I really hope that you enjoy this barn, okay? Because this has been a lot of work, Tilly Willy. Lots of work, Tilly Willy, okay? Are you scared of the saw? You don't need to be scared, it's just Joe. I just, you know, it's been a long time coming, Till. A long time coming. Bless you! All right, so we've actually decided we're gonna do half doors for now. So like I said, the idea is to close in this side of the barn as much as possible for the winter. And why cut the whole thing open when it's cold? And they're little sheep and little goats. They don't need this whole door right now. So when we get ready to cut out all 4 doors, probably like next spring, we will cut the entire door out. And then Joe is planning on putting like some type of barn door, like slider barn doors on these, so we can have some of them closed, some of them open, you know, whatever the weather is can really dictate what we do with those doors. But for now, we're gonna have 2 doors just like this here, little half doors just for the sheep and goats to get in and out of this side of the barn throughout the winter time. All right, guys, this chicken stir fry recipe is really easy. I have my rice going over there on the stove. I actually buy like the big 5-gallon buckets of organic rice off of Amazon. So that's what I've got cooking over there. And I'm gonna be baking some chicken breast. You can use whatever meat you want and you can cook the meat however you want. I just find it easier to put my chicken breast in the oven at 450 for about 20 to 25 minutes. Make sure they're 165 and then they're cooked. You can take them out, you can slice them for your stir fry, and then all that's left to do is prepare your stir fry sauce and get your veggies, which I use a big bag of organic veggies usually. So you just throw it all together in the pan, mix it up in that yummy gluten-free homemade stir fry sauce, and then serve it over a bed of rice. And it's really delicious and the whole family loves it. All I'm gonna do with my chicken is put it in a baking dish, and I'm gonna put a little olive oil on it, and I'm gonna salt and pepper it, and that's it, because we've got the seasoning from that stir fry sauce. So you're not really gonna need to season your chicken unless you want to. I just do a little salt and pepper. The first thing we're gonna do is add a cup of soy sauce. Now, I don't eat soy sauce. It's a little too salty for me, but soy crops are some of the most heavily sprayed crops out there as far as like pesticides and herbicides. So I try to stay away from soy. I know that that's gonna hurt some of your feelings and maybe even offend some of you. You do you, boo. I'm just telling you what we do. No judgment here. I ate soy sauce my whole life, okay? So I'm not judging you. I just choose not to eat it anymore. And so what I use instead is coconut aminos. And if you've never tried coconut aminos, it tastes just like soy sauce. It It literally tastes just like soy sauce. Nice and salty, organic coconut aminos. So like I said, we're gonna double this recipe, so I'm gonna put a full cup of this in the sauce. And all I do with this stir fry sauce is I put everything into a mason jar, and then I'm gonna give it a good shake, and we're just gonna add this to our veggies in a little bit. All right, and I'm gonna add 1 cup of beef stock. You can use chicken stock, beef stock, broth, whatever you have on hand. They really all do the same thing when it comes to your recipe, so it doesn't really matter. All right, now we're gonna add 2 teaspoons sesame oil. And then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. I don't have rice vinegar on hand, but I do have apple cider, and it works just the same. I've actually been out of rice vinegar the last 2 times I made this recipe, and the apple cider vinegar works just fine. We're gonna add 2 cloves of garlic minced, or a big old blop of minced garlic. I mean, let's be real. You can never have too much garlic. Garlic is good. And you can also add some grated ginger to this recipe if you want to. Joe and I actually don't really care for the taste of ginger. I know, shocker. I know it's really good for you too. But we just don't prefer it, so I don't use it. But you can add it. I know that's typically used in a lot of Asian dishes, so I would do like maybe 2 teaspoons of grated ginger in here if you like ginger. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of honey. I doubled my rice. I doubled everything because we really like to have leftovers. Leftovers are life, guys, right? You don't have to think the next day about what you're gonna have for lunch. All right, normally I use cornstarch to thicken this sauce because we're gonna heat this in a pan and it's gonna thicken into this beautiful, delicious stir fry sauce. But if you do not have cornstarch, you can also use potato starch if you have it on hand. It's very similar. It's a great substitute. So we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of this potato starch. Lastly, you're gonna add a pinch of red pepper flakes, and this is optional. If you've got kiddos and you think it might be too spicy, you can most definitely leave this out if you want. But I just put a little bit in there, probably half of that, and the boys are able to handle it. So it just gives it a little bit of a kick to it. So we're just gonna add a lid and shake it up. Okay, I have Kirkland organic Normandy vegetables, just a mix of broccoli, cauliflower, and orange and yellow carrots. Put a little water in the pan, put it on medium heat, like low to medium, put your veggies in, and then cover it and let that simmer just for like, I don't know, 5 to 8 minutes to soften the veggies. And then we're gonna be adding that stir fry sauce to the vegetables and heating that all up together. And I'm actually gonna add a little bit of this organic mixed veggie blend just because I didn't have a lot of carrots left in that big bag, so I just want it to be colorful. You just want to make sure that you stir this continuously because it does thicken pretty fast and you don't want it to get all clumpy. I'll probably let it go just for another minute or 2 and then this should be good.
Ooh, yeah. Like a sunrise horizon, always there, always shining, building me up with the song it's singing, filling my heart like I'm flying. You're always warm, always hold me, the biggest part of my story, healing my soul, help me feel completion, bringing my here to my glory. Yeah. It keeps pulling me back, it keeps pulling me back to you. It keeps pulling me back, yeah. It keeps pulling me back to you. It keeps pulling me back, yeah. It keeps pulling me back to you. It keeps pulling me back, it keeps pulling me back to you, yeah. Never proud, never leaving. It won't ignore when I'm sinking. Can't let go even when I'm wandering. It won't give up on my journey. It won't forget any promise, but won't remember my failure. And never shame me, won't wanna hurt me, won't never fail me. It keeps pulling me back. It keeps pulling me back to you. It keeps pulling me back. It keeps pulling me back to you. It keeps pulling me back. It keeps pulling me back to you. It keeps pulling me back. It keeps pulling me back. It's your love.
But Pecco, nice name for your lizard, Pecco. That's a mixture between Parker and Echo, just so you know. We're just gonna call her Pecco, okay? Would you roll around in that mud with me?
Hell no. It's disgusting.
What if I paid you $500,000? Oh yeah, that didn't take much. What if I paid you $20,000? What if I paid you $7,000? Would you roll in it? You're disgusting. Doesn't take much. Okay, $500. Would you roll in that mud for $500? 1,000?
Maybe.
2,000. So what gives, Joe? Like, what are you trying to buy? Where 500's not good enough? You wanna know how much it would take to make me roll around in it? Well, then I start thinking about it. I would say I'd probably do it for 10 grand, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for me, it depends on like the terms and the stipulations. Like, what do you have to wear when you roll in it? How long do you have to roll in it? Can you wear goggles, a face mask, a nose clamp, and earplugs when you roll in it?
Just buck naked.
Buck naked? Joe, that's how you get parasites in the hoo-ha. We don't do that. That's nasty.